So I have right here Manor Communities Development Corporation Business Plan, which is their confidential business plan. And looking through all the words of this confidential business plan, I was surprised by a number of things that I didn't know. For example, who is the company that's actually supposed to build the UAVs? This is more like a real estate speculation company. Who's going to build the UAVs? No information has come. None of you are looking at me, but it doesn't matter if you pay attention to me. I'll just talk to the public. Nobody has told us who's building these things. So why do we start off with UAVs? Because you must have an aviation interest to build at the airport. So there's questions in this plan, such as there's going to be condominiums that are built into the hangars, condominiums to live in at the airport. Who are these guys? So I thought, well, why look a gift economic development horse in the mouth? Let's absolutely be sure that we know who they are. So I tried calling all three of their international headquarters phone numbers. Did any of you try to call them? No one ever answers the phone. No one ever answers the phone. Now, these fellows have said that they have an intention to run, what did they say, satellite operations control centers. How are you going to run multiple satellite operations control centers if nobody at your company ever answers the phone? Is it a legitimate company? Heck, I don't know. I just like the idea of the jobs. And I'm a techno nerd, so I love that idea as well. But I really want to know, what are their qualifications for doing something besides just building something and I want to build a center where there's going to be brain surgery. Don't know anything about brain surgery, but I'd like it to be someplace, and we're going to invite companies. We won't tell you who they are. You won't tell us who they are? What's with the secrecy? And if there's no secrecy, why haven't we been told? Number one question, who's the UAV builder? You're not going to get an answer to that.
I have to ask the commissioners if they've done their due diligence regarding this lease agreement. Some of the questions we have are, since you will be allowing Manor Community Development Corporations to sublet, do you know who the dozens or more participants who will be involved with this drone research and development? Another question. Do you think the zero-cost basis of tenant improvements is a little too sweet of a deal? The 30-year lease should bring the county $18.4 million, but with improvement credits of $12.8 million, the county will only receive 30% of the money that's owed. It's like $5.5 million. This lease even gives capital expenditure credits for EA engineering and permitting costs. Do you plan on giving others on the airport these same extremely favorable terms and discounts? Have you read the business plan for MCDC? Did you know there are plans for hangar condominiums for on-site housing and security? Will other tenants at the airports now be able to live in their hangars as well? And did you know that one of the Manor's cooperating companies, Orbcon, because of a lawsuit, paid $2.4 million in 2009 because the company failed to disclose in their prospectus that the demand for their product was weakening? Did you know that Manor intends on selling information to customers, law enforcement, and insurance agencies or auditors in need of a report? It will primarily derive and earn its money by charging for access to the data it collects. And this will be the profit source for the company. But Manor then quickly notes that these services and products will be provided via contractual agreements with their suppliers. Again, do you know who these possible global players are? The business plan also says it's to provide a control center to certify UAV drone operators in the multiple facets of the drone industry. It says in there that local government supports, and it is approved by airport management and airport commissioners. So why hasn't the public or the Cave Junction councilman heard of the details of this project? Please answer these questions for us. I submit it for the record. Thank you.
Anyone else wish to speak?
Whether or not I like people, whether or not they've got positive business practices of the past, actually doesn't matter to me. What matters is that our lease agreement is tight enough that it doesn't really matter what they do in the future. As far as Josephine County is concerned, we don't have any liability associated with putting capital up that could be lost.